up, everybody? It's your girl, Nicole Banister, aka NIKKI BANZ, coming to you live from Cape Town, South Africa. Today I'm interviewing Angel Martinez right here on NIKKI BANZ Live! Well, hello there, party people. I know that you're sitting here right now being like, oh my goodness gracious, NIKKI BANZ Live is back in action. She's back doing the thing. Yes, I am. If you didn't catch it, last week I launched year number 3 of NIKKI BANZ Live in Dubai. Habibi, come to Dubai. Oh, last week, while I was in Dubai announcing another show, not this show, another show at COP28, which was absolutely incredible, I had a little link up of all of my former NIKKI BANZ Live guests who are based in Dubai. There are like 20 people who I've interviewed who are based in and around the Emirates. So I had folks come together, not only just people who have been on NIKKI BANZ Live, but friends and fans of NIKKI BANZ Live. And we officially launched year number 3 of the show in Dubai last week, which was just insane. And I am so happy to be here, and I'm so happy to be interviewing Angel. Angel, I see you, baby girl. We're gonna bring you on in just a moment after these introductions. I'm so excited to have Angel here today. Y'all are not even ready for everything that Angel is bringing to the table today, okay? Skincare expert, entrepreneur, foundation owner, like this woman does it all, and I'm so excited to be bringing her on in just a moment. I just want to say to everyone here, what's up? It is so amazing to see you all. I see that Melissa is here. I see that Rory is here. I see Charles is here, my man Candy. Hi, Charles. I see Deco is here, Othello, EJ. Wow, wow, wow. The fuckable Sags, Fallen Fruit. Oh my gosh, so many amazing folks who are tuning in. What's up? I see you guys. Brandon is here. Hi, everyone. Yes, we're here. We're live. Drop me some love in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling, how you're doing today. Where are you tuning in from? Okay, y'all already know the vibes that NIKKI BANZ Live is global. Year 1 and year number 2 of NIKKI BANZ Live had guests from 35 different countries, from Mexico to Uzbekistan to Australia to Tanzania to Namibia to Nigeria to the United States. Oh my goodness gracious, we had 90 guests from over 35 different countries in year 1 and year 2, and now it's officially year number 3. That's right, I know you're excited, and I know I'm excited too, okay? What can I say? We love NIKKI BANZ Live. So excited to have you all here. Once again, this is NIKKI BANZ Live, your favorite Tuesday interview series where every single week I am bringing you a brand new guest from a brand new country. And today's guest is coming to us from the good old US of A. Okay, we're bringing it back to my roots, you know, even though I'm in South Africa and I'm in Dubai and I'm in Manila. Okay, you know, I'm in Cairo next week. Hey, but you know, we from that good old US of A, okay? So super excited to have Angel here. I'm gonna bring her on just now. Today's guest is the one and only Angel Martinez. She is a skincare expert, a beauty queen, okay? She is an entrepreneur. She not only has her own sort of aesthetics company, but she also is running a foundation called Single Mom Strong, where she supports single moms to live their absolute best life. This is gonna be such a fun conversation from one badass woman to another. She's also a TikTok superstar, y'all, okay? We love to see it. So everybody, welcome back. NIKKI BANZ Live, year number 3. Angel Martinez, are you ready? Are y'all ready? I'm getting up close and personal. Are you ready? Yes, yes, you are ready. Let me get a little drum roll, and I'm gonna bring Angel on right now. Let's get this party started. Here we go. Hi, friends. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Fingers crossed.
Hello.
Ah! Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, it is so amazing to see you. You look fantastic, lighting on point, okay?
Thank you. You look great too. Congrats on 3 years, by the way.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's actually so exciting. And I was thinking about it and I was like, oh wait, this is like the official launch of the 3rd year of this show. And I was like, wow, I didn't even tell Angel, but here you are.
Congrats. Awesome.
Ah, thank you so much. We have so much to dive into. I know you have a little show yourself. You are a podcaster. So we just have all the things to talk about, and I'm so, so excited about it. Angel, because we have people who are tuning in from all over the world, some people who might not know you, or some people who are like re-meeting you, give us a little introduction. I know I gave my intro, but I want to hear your introduction about yourself.
Hi, well, I'm Angel Martinez. And yes, I am actually a mother before anything. So I have three grown children, ages 25, 24, and 22. And I have owned Angel Aesthetics for 8 years. This is actually my 8-year anniversary this week.
Woo!
So I'm with you on that. And I've been doing skincare for 17 years. I do a podcast called It Hurts to Be Pretty. I do Single Mom Strong Foundation, and I also do women's events every year that empower women, entrepreneurs, and I do this big, huge event right outside my office, and we have young women who are young and old women who own businesses, and we just get together and rally up a bunch of women. So I'm all about girl power. I love women. I love women who make stuff happen. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss, so I'm going to be very careful.
Yeah, you can. It's Instagram, girl. Go for it.
Okay, I'm like, oh, but yeah, so pretty much that's me in a nutshell.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, single mom. Okay, women supporting other women. Okay, girl power. Let's go. Oh my goodness gracious. You are just a girl's girl, a woman's woman, all the way across the board. W's across the board. I see Kelk Bell saying, get it, girl, with the flames. Yes, Kelk Bell, we see you. I see somebody else in the chat. She's Susie saying, love Angel. Okay, the fans are out to play. I love to see it. So let's take it back into the beginning, okay? Because obviously you are a super successful entrepreneur. You have so many different ventures, and you're also extending a hand up and a hand out to other women to help bring them on your path as well. Talk to us about your early days and growing up. Were there any women in particular who really inspired you when you were younger, who have turned you into the woman who you are today?
Yeah, I grew up in church. I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, actually. And, I grew up, I was just telling this to someone earlier, when I first started skincare, I didn't know I'd have a passion about it, but our school bus used to get dropped off in front of my aunt's work, she works for a dermatologist. And so she's a nurse there. And we used to go inside, go to the back of the room and look at all these moles and skin tags. And like, I was so intrigued with it, but I didn't know that was the seed planted that I would later on love skincare. But honestly, that's kind of how it started. I have a wonderful grandmother. I was adopted by my grandmother, actually. And so
Wow.
she raised me and raised me to the strong woman that I am today. But, I would have to say, anyone who is strong and empowered, you always have a group of women that you can look up to, whether it be aunties, it could be business, or it could be sisters, it could be people that are not your family that are like family. So I have to say, I didn't get here alone. I'm definitely, the way I grew up with strong women, and I grew up also around a lot of single moms, and there's a lot of women, especially in New Mexico where I'm from, there's a lot of women who do it by themselves, single moms who have to go to work, make stuff happen for their kids, come home, make dinner, and then do it again the next day. So I think for me, being a single mom, I became a single mom at 31 years old. I was married to my kid's dad for about 14 years. And when I became a single mom, I was making $12 an hour doing skincare. And those of you guys know, even 17 years ago, that's not a whole lot of money. And
Right.
I'm like, how am I going to make this happen? And I was thinking about it earlier this morning. Like, I just didn't think about, like, giving up wasn't an option for me. It was more of, okay, I got to make stuff happen. I got to keep going. And as a single mom, you think that, like, I can't just be selfish and want to just give up. Giving up is the easy part. Or, I guess I'm going to go back home from Albuquerque. I have all my family there. What am I doing in Denver by myself? And, I just felt this drive every single day to keep going, to keep pushing. So, that led me to, again, opening up my business, and yeah.
Wow, wow. That's such a beautiful story, Angel. And I love that your point around how all of us can reflect on the women in our lives who have helped us become the women that we are today, or even the people that we are today, right? Even men, even non-binary folks have powerful women in their lives who are amplifying their stories and amplifying their drive and their passions and their goals. I love that you were able to reflect on your aunt's shop and like the bus literally dropping you off just outside of there, right, where your aunt was working. That is an incredible story. It's really just, again, speaks to this idea that, you know, when you can see it, you can be it, right? You're
Yeah.
seeing this thing every single day. Representation is so important. You're seeing your aunt working at this place and you're like, okay, maybe that's something that I can do one day. Maybe that's something that I can get into.
Yeah. And I didn't know I would be great at it, right? So you don't know. I didn't know I was going to be, because I'm amazing at skincare. That's what, but I didn't know I was going to be that good or even have the drive for business. You know, a lot of people ask me, oh my God, did you always want to be a business owner? No, no, I
Mm,
didn't actually.
mm,
It wasn't
mm.
something, because I think it's very glorified now to be a business owner and to be an entrepreneur, but they
Right.
don't realize the tears, the hard work, the crying, the people talking about you on social, the people lashing out at you, the friends you lose. So the hard part of being an entrepreneur, I just knew that, one, I had to raise my kids on my own and I wasn't going to give up. And I knew I loved doing skin. So
Mm.
when I was pushed to open up Angel Aesthetics, I used my social media as my platform and just went hard. I went hard for my name, for my business. And here I am 8 years later. And honestly, it's God's grace and his talent that he gave me, but I love it. I love it so much.
And your passion literally like oozes through the screen right now. We can tell that you love it and that you're amazing at it because your skin is popping, my girl.
Okay,
So
thank you.
you know that glow. The ring light can only do so much. Okay, it is your natural glow, my friend. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I feel like I want to talk a little bit more about sort of what made you make the leap. Because I think, yes, you're totally right that entrepreneurship is so glorified and so sexy these days. But the reality is that it is really difficult to start your own thing and to go out on your own. And particularly in the United States, right? Everyone tells you to like go to school and get a job, right? Like that's kind of the mantra. Go to school and get a job. It's not like anyone says go to school and then start your own business. That's
Yeah.
what people are saying to people as they grow up. So what was that turning point when you were doing skincare, you were already sort of on your hustle, on your grind, you were getting more and more amazing at skincare and on your skincare journey? What specifically happened that made you say, you know what, like I need to make this jump. I'm not working for anybody else anymore. I need to work for me.
Yes. I love that you're asking me this, because it wasn't something that I was sitting there jotting down thinking of like next year I want to be a business owner. What happened was I planted myself in Cherry Creek here in the heart of Denver. I love doing skin. My name was getting out there. And actually at the time, skincare wasn't as big as it is right now because we didn't have the platforms we have now. So I was actually the only Latina in Cherry Creek doing skincare. And so for me, I knew that, one, my name was Angel and there wasn't a whole lot of women named Angel in the area that I worked. But I was also let go on December 2nd, 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks before Christmas. And he sat down and said, I'm letting you go. And I was shocked. And when I tell you that I begged for my job because I was thinking about my kids, I started crying. I was like, I can't, what am I going to do? Like, I've been going hard for you. I've been on the news for you. Like, I've done a lot of things. Like, how are you letting me go? And when I look back at that story and how sad I was, it was a really dark place for me, because I'm like, you know, when you're a fighter, a natural fighter at heart, when you get kicked down so hard, you're like, that was a gut. But it was a kick to the gut where I almost couldn't, like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like, as a single mom, sure, I could make it on my own, but what about my kids? You know, so right away I looked at him and I said, please don't let me go. Please don't let me go. And he said, I'm so sorry. Here's your last check. And my last check was $2,000. I'll never forget it. And to some people, like, oh yeah, that's a lot of money. It's not a lot of money when it's Christmas, when you have to pay rent and you have to buy food for 3 kids.
Yeah.
Okay? Just so you know, $2,000 is not a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I just remember I had 2 weeks, and with December 2nd to December 17th, in that time I created Angel Aesthetics.
Wow.
And I had a friend who had a closet smaller than this room in here that I'm in. And she said, you can use my closet to start doing skincare. I will give you 2 months rent for free and you can come in. And it was just down the street from here. And again, it's these women, right? It's these women in your life. I can tear up sometimes because I just think about how far God brought me. I was in this little room and she said, you can have it for 2 months. And I remember just thinking, I sat down my kids and I said, this Christmas, we're not going to have a big Christmas. Like, we're not going to have it. It's not even that I had a lot of money before, but my kids are some of the best humans I've ever met in my entire life. They're nothing like me. I sat them down and I said, we're not going to have Christmas this year. We're going to spend time with family. And they were so okay with that. But in that time frame from December 2nd to the 17th, Angel Aesthetics was born. I sat at a coffee shop here down the street. I named it Angel Aesthetics just because people knew my name from social media. And it's not that I loved my name so much. It was just more of, look, we got to get going. We don't have time. And I hit the ground running. And I can tell you each year, the amount of growth, it was to the point where I didn't fit in that little room anymore and I had to get an office. And, that's kind of how Angel Aesthetics was birthed. And when I say I didn't know nothing about business because I'd never glorified being my own business owner, I had sat down 5 of my clients who were CEOs and I said, can you please mentor me? I don't know how to run a business and I need to learn and I need to learn fast. And to this day, they're still my mentors. And I have such a passion for business equal to skincare.
Wow. Wow. Angel, I'm just so moved right now. First and foremost, thank you so much for your vulnerability, for sharing such a personal story, and for sharing it so boldly and so confidently. I think people have so many ideas of what entrepreneurship looks like, and your story right now, like setting up shop in essentially like a friend's closet, with the 2 months rent free and begging other CEO friends that you know or clients to try and mentor you because you didn't know anything. That is a real entrepreneur's journey. Like, that is how a lot of entrepreneurs start. I can literally see a multi-million-dollar entrepreneur in the chat, Michael Ross, saying powerful, because it's true. It is literally true that is how these incredible brands, these incredible companies get started. And your story, what you just shared, that's not the sexy story. That's not the story that people are going to show on the news. But I'm so grateful that you shared it with us here today, because someone is watching this right now being like, wow, if Angel did it like that, maybe I could do it too. So just thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting me share my story.
Oh my gosh, absolutely, absolutely. And what an incredible journey it's been to watch you from that $2,000 you've been let go check, no Christmas for your kids, into this phenomenal, thriving business that you now have in Denver. You have clients flying in from literally all over the world. You've got like signature treatments that you use that people know you for. You are a TikToker where people are watching your treatments, wanting to get involved all the time. Talk to us a little bit more. Now that we know the beginning of the story, where are you at now? Talk to us about like all the amazing treatments, clients, and things that are happening with Angel Aesthetics now.
Yeah, so early on I chose to not have 2 or 3 or 4 locations. I love to stay exclusive. I love the staff that I have now. We're like a community. We're like a small gang, as I would say, a small family. And I do a lot of pop-ups, whether it be New York City. I'm licensed in New York City, Nashville, and also Los Angeles. So I have a good following in these cities. So I would travel, take my Mile High Makeover, which is trademarked and also patent pending. And I would go to these cities and do my patent pending treatment that people do fly in to get. And when I say this is a treatment that I just woke up one day and said, I want to do this treatment, and let's call it Mile High Makeover. It was more of when you know your industry, you know what the skin does, you know how your machines work, I just said, if I do this, this, and this, and I put them together, I bet you it'll go good. And I remember the first one I did, I was like, oh shit, that was amazing. I'm like, girl, I'm onto something. and
Okay.
so and so I immediately was like, let's get it trademarked, let's get it patent pending. But yeah, I've had the furthest so far is Egypt.
Ooh.
That someone flew in to see me from TikTok in 2020. I remember, and Gary Vee, I've never met Gary Vee, but he's actually one of my mentors. I love listening to him, and I feel like you can learn from anybody in any industry. And I remember him saying early on, "Talk, don't wait. It's for the young kids, but you need to get on it." And I was like, you know what? I need to get on TikTok. My second post went viral. I thought I got hacked. I thought something happened. And it went to like, I think it's like 35 million views on TikTok alone, just from this one video. But
wow.
after that, it just kept growing. And again, like you said, people know when you're passionate about something and love something. But I also thought, like, yes, I do skincare. Yes, I love skincare, but I want it to be more than that, because to me, I see women in here and men who cry, who have low self-esteem, who don't feel pretty about themselves, because when you look good, you feel good, and you work well and you do better. And so to me, this industry sometimes is looked at as like vanity, vain, and oh, Botox fillers. It's so much more for me than that. So I love to, that's why I do women's events such as I started in Women 2020. I'm like, oh, we'll get like 50 women. There was a line out the door. I had no idea. Sometimes you don't realize, you just think like, I have an idea. My staff laughs at me because I'm like, I have another idea. I'm like, oh shit. And they're not always good ideas, but they're like, okay, what is she gonna do now? So after Women 2020, each year just got bigger and better. And then I was just like, okay, I love this, because this represents me. It's not just about this, like, this is a shell. This is great. And yes, we want to feel beautiful, but how can we make a difference in our community? Even if it's small, if it's just making a new friend. So me getting women, I think it was close to 500 women this past summer. They come together, they dress up, they take selfies, they shop with other women-owned businesses. And I use a part of those proceeds that we sell tickets. I think tickets are $20. And part of that goes to my Single Mom Strong. So my Single Mom Strong, again, is I like to keep it small. Every year I pick 10 to 15 women and I spoil them. I just love on them. And I think because growing up with my kids, because I feel like I was growing up, I had my son at 19. I had all my kids by age 22, by the way. Let's just put that in perspective. So I was married at a young age. I had all three of my kids right away. And when I became divorced, it was so hard that I'm like, I felt alone, especially in this industry. Everyone was married. Everyone had their spouse. Everyone had, if they weren't with them, they had the dad helping. And I didn't have that. So I wanted early on, since I started Angel Aesthetics, to get single moms together and let them know that they're valued, you're doing a good job, your hard work is not in vain, and spoil them, whether it be dinner, buying them a microwave, buying them some blenders, buying them a Target gift card. Because I know for me, if somebody would have done that for me before Christmas, I would have been like, you have no idea how much this is going to help me. So again, sometimes I think, well, it's just small, it's small, but your small impact in the world is a rippling effect of not only who you are as a person, but I feel like in turn, I would want them to one day do the same to someone else, And so absolutely. I think with Angel Aesthetics, what we're doing now is just continuing on to empower other people, women and business owners. I just got off the phone earlier this morning with a guy who wanted some help with his business. So for me, it's just beyond the scope of Botox and fillers. It's more of like just who you are as a person and how does your business represent you. And for me, it's just going to get better in 2024. Just going to get better.
I already know that for you, Angel, the only path is up. And one of the things that I have to comment on that is really shining like through so brightly in what you're sharing is that you have literally shattered every single stereotype that people could even have possibly had about you. Like you.
Period.
Period. I was like, and I need to give you your flowers right now because there's so many things, right? Number one, you're a woman. Number two, you're a Latina woman. Number three, you are a single mom. Number four, you're in the beauty industry, which, like you said, unfortunately does have a lot of very negative stereotypes. And you are so philanthropic. You are so committed to creating a community of women and people around Denver and obviously across the United States and even the world through your social media pages. You are so committed to ensuring that people, when they see their skincare, when they think about how they look and the services that they're receiving, it's not just about that look, that glow. It's not just about that. It's actually about creating a version of yourself that you see and that the world sees so that you can shine through. And that is honestly just so incredible. And I hope that like everybody who's watching this right now, I hope that everybody who's watching this right now on IG Live, watching the rerun on YouTube, that you are taking notes about how you can be in any industry, you can have any background, and no one can tell you what to do, what to be, or how to be. You are you, and all of those really dynamic elements of who you are can come through just exactly like you do, Angel. Honestly, I'm so inspired right now. I'm like, I gotta give you some claps. Honestly, this is just so incredible. And I have to say, shout out to your client who came all the way from Egypt. I literally fly to Egypt on a Friday. So, maybe I'll bump into them on the streets of Cairo. You got to come join us.
You never know. You never know.
Literally. Talk to us a little bit more about your Single Mom Strong Foundation, because really the work that you're doing there to sort of bring together this small group of women, to empower them, to build community, and to give them those little treats, those little blessings before the festive season. I mean, it's literally, I think your event is happening like in the coming days, if I'm not mistaken.
2 days.
So yeah, give us a little bit more about that.
So when I started Angel Aesthetics that year, I said, it was like for Mother's Day, and I said, I want to do an event. I love doing events. I love bringing people together. It's fun for me. But I said, I want to do an event for single moms. And at the time, I think it was called some Inspired Single Moms or something like that. So I just said, I just want to get a group of women. Let's use my platform. And I remember my first group, it was at the hair salon because I was borrowing the closet, right? So I had them. I asked if I could borrow the space so women can come, and they allowed me to have the space for my event. And I didn't have much at that time to give them, but share stories. Whether, there was a woman who was dying of cancer, who had 2 children. And so when I hear those stories, and I get the emails even now of like, your single mom event changed my life. I'm on a new path now. To me, those were the motivations to keep going, that I was still making an impact. And, I grew up in church. I said that earlier. And when I grew up in church, I thought I had to be in ministry. I had to be a pastor's wife or something like that. And I remember early on, I felt like God told me, this is your ministry. This is your light. You are shining. You're doing it every day. And for me, this is my ministry. This is the part where it's not like oh my God, I have to do single moms event. Like, I love it so much. It's up there with loving skincare and everything else, because I get to see a ray of hope in their eyes, even if it's for a night of dinner and they feel pretty, they get dressed up. I have them dress up. I give them the nicest dinner and wine, and they share stories. They start laughing. And I just take myself back. I still am a single mom, even though my kids are grown and out of the house. To me, I know what it's like to still be single and feel a little bit alone. And then you have that sense of community, and you're like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm making shit happen. Yeah, I'm buying food for my kids. Because I think I used to get the pity. You're a single mom. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Oh wow. Like that pity, right. Which I get it. It's not, no one really asks, very few ask to be a single mom. But when you're in it, you're like, I don't want the pity. I want to know how badass I'm doing. I want to know that I'm doing a great job, and that my kids right now are not listening to me, and it feels like I want to pull my hair out, but like I'm doing it, and I'm doing it every day. So this year is special for me because I'm going back home to my hometown in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Ooh. And I picked 10 women. And you know, with Albuquerque, it's a city with a lot of teenagers who get pregnant at a young age, a lot of people who get married at a young age. It's the normal there. And so, you know, I wish I could pick more women, but 10 is all I can do right now. And I just can't wait to spoil them, love on them. And it's just like full circle for me. Like you said earlier, I'm just continue to break glass ceilings and to show them like I I remember applying for WIC and welfare, and I remember that gut feeling like I can't live like this. I can't. This can't be my path. So knowing that like, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. And even if it's baby steps, you're breaking the mold so your children can see like my mama did it and I'm here because of my mama. So, you know, I it's going to be very special for me to go back to my hometown for sure.
That's so incredible that you're able to take this event that was born in your new home of Denver and take it back to your OG home of Albuquerque and be able to treat the women there and continue to expand this incredible brand and this incredible offering. I'm seeing in the chat here, we have Laura saying, both the most beautiful women, both powerful women, both badass women. Yes, Laura, we see you. We appreciate you. I saw someone earlier, Queen Rosita Happy Tears, saying, abrazos todas y todos. So the love here in the chat is just insane. And that is sort of your MO, let's be honest. Like you are literally, like you're all about love. Like it's just like, it is love all around. Love what you do, love what you offer to other people, love for your family, love for your community. I am so curious, even just reflecting on all that you give back to these single moms and your incredible journey of being a single mom yourself. You've mentioned a couple times now that, you know, your 3 kids they're grown, they're out of the house now, okay, but still, you know, you still raised them. What would they say to you now? What would they say, reflecting on your journey? What would your kids say about your incredible journey raising them and now being the entrepreneur and the professional who you are?
Well, I'm blessed enough to where my kids are very close to me. Like they're close to my heart. They're close to me. We text every day. We talk every day. I love that my kids are very sensitive in a sense that they've never been one to, like, even now, they're not like, here's my list for Christmas, so this is what I want, and I need a size 7, and, you know, like, so my daughter, even this past weekend, she flew in from Grand Junction to join my Christmas party, and she wrote me this lengthy text when she was at the airport leaving, just saying, I love you so much, Mom. You're my best friend. You're the, like, she gives me my flowers, and I'm sitting there crying, like, hungover. I'm like,
Yeah.
So I think, you know, with my children, my boys are not as expressive, but they'll say, good job, Mom. I'm proud of you. I love you, Mom. You're doing good. I think that they've seen me. They still see me in the they still see me working hard, and they're very grateful, and they're very, you know, I just want to teach them the same thing is like, if I can do it, you can do it. So you got to do what you love. You have to do what you love. And I think now they're just like, I think they're in awe too. You know, they kind of get shocked a little bit, like, oh, we can't afford that. And I love that they don't know the amount of success. They're just grateful for anything. Like they're just, I'm so lucky to have my kids that I have. They get on my damn nerves sometimes, not gonna lie. But
yeah, fair enough. I mean, especially at this age, right? This young adult age, you know,
they think they know everything.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I mean, I'm just curious, is your daughter's name Gabriella by any chance?
Yeah.
She might be here in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I have to just give you a shout out, Gabriella. The fact that you're here right now supporting your mom on the live, we love you. You're a star. Gabriella says, words cannot describe how proud I am of her. She is my best friend, and I will forever give you your flowers.
She's like, don't make me cry.
I know. Oh my gosh, the cutest mother-daughter moment. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, bless her. Bless you, Gabriella. Bless you, Angel. And this is your daily reminder for anyone who's watching this right now. If you haven't texted your mom today, Single mom or otherwise, this is your reminder to do so. Even me, my mom might be here too. Mom, I'm gonna message you.
Yes, us moms love it. We love it. Even when they get older, we just love to hear you love us, you're thinking of us. It shocks us sometimes, like, oh, but it makes us, it motivates us. So yes, text your mom.
Aw, I love it. I love it. It's so sweet, so special. And again, just a testament to how incredible you are and how you have built such an incredible community, not just of your beautiful family, but of all the folks who work for you as well. All these events that you're hosting. I'm like, I rarely find myself in Denver, if ever, but I'm like, I need to come through.
Mom! Oh my God, I would love. Are you kidding me? Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm gonna make a plan. One of my best friends lives in Denver, so number one, referral. Number two, I'm gonna come.
Love it. You're gonna have to. You should come to our women's event. They're so fun. They're so empowering. They're amazing.
I would love to. I would love to. I'm putting it on the to-do list, and I think like this actually brings me to a good point because I think we have a really unique moment here. I think there's a lot of women, or maybe just people in general, who are really nervous to take the first step when it comes to their skincare. You know, they see a place that says Botox and fillers and they're like, oh no, like it's too much for me, it's too Hollywood, I can't do it, and they probably get really nervous. Whereas the reality is like you don't have to do all those things. There's so many different types of treatments. There's so many things that could work for you or could not work for you. What would you say to someone who's on the fence about coming in and getting a treatment?
Yeah, so one of the rules for our whole staff is I'm actually in my scrubs right now. I have them all wear scrubs because I always tell them it's not about us, it's about them. And sometimes if you're dressed really nice, it can be intimidating because this industry is already intimidating a bit and it's overwhelming. So if you walk into a really nice office with really pretty girls with really great skin, it's like, oh my God, like I've had people who are like, oh my gosh. So what you see on our social when we're all decked out, we don't look like that on a normal day. Like on a normal day, we don't look like that. So I would say for those who are riding fast, whether you're like over 50 or you're under 50, you have to start somewhere and it's never too late to start. I think what else is really big right now is your more natural look and, makeup free. Alicia Keys did it. A few other stars are doing it, which I think are great, but having healthy skin is so important because you can be fit, you can look fly, but if your skin looks dry, I didn't mean to rhyme, but that was good.
That was good.
If you look crusty, if your skin looks dull, that's where you're like, okay, I need something. And the biggest mistake people make, and I'll tell you, they go into a drugstore and they'll look at a product that has label, and it'll say pore shrinking, reduce fine lines, take off my double chin. And they're like, oh my God, I need to buy this. Like, I need to buy this. So they'll buy this $40 cream, and 1 week later they use it, and they're like, "Oh wait, my wrinkles are still there." Like I
still have my double chin.
Bitch, they're like, "I got this cream," and so what happens is the sad thing is they'll go back to the store with a little bit of hope, but then they'll buy something cheaper. This is true. This is
spiral. It's a spiral.
It's a spiral. So I would say, it's not that I'm knocking drugstore products. It's that they make for the masses, and we are so gullible for verbiage of promises, and what these are puffery claims. And what a puffery claim is they're not going to get sued if they didn't reduce your wrinkle. They're not going to get sued. So it's a puffery claim. So they kind of do it that way. So the biggest mistake, I would say, don't go and searching for answers from a cream. A cream's not going to give it to you, baby. It's not. Creams are great. I love creams, but it's not going to reduce what you're wanting. So the first thing I would say, make an appointment either for a consult and see the place that you're going before and afters. Make sure they work on people of color. Make sure it's not just a Groupon that you're just like, oh, I just want to do something cheap. This is your face you're talking about. So you got to be very careful. Or a dermaplane, or something exfoliating that's going to help reduce that dry skin and give you that more healthy glow. So I would say anybody that's kind of nervous, don't be nervous. It's overwhelming. This industry is insane, the amount of products and lasers that are out there. So you have to say, how can I simplify it? And here at Angel Aesthetics, I'm about simple. I don't want to send you home with 10 things to put on your face. I'm going to say, what's your budget? This is my budget. This is my problem. How can I make it better? Because if you're 45 and you've never done skincare, you're not going to look 20. Stop it. Like you have to be realistic and say, how can I look healthy at my age? Because what happens also, the second mistake is I need Botox and filler. And I'm not against that. I have filler in my lips and I do Botox. But what happens is they forget about the skin part and they go right to filler. So they start filling in their cheeks, they start filling in their chin, and they start looking morphed into almost unrecognizable, some of them.
Wow.
And so I think take a step back and say, okay, I'm 50. I want to look great at 50 or 45 or whatever your age is, and be realistic with what you're purchasing and your goals. And I think having someone who actually knows skin say, this is my goal for my skin, and then have them put you on a plan.
There are so many gems that you just dropped. Even me, I am taking notes. I'm loving the emphasis on being realistic. I'm loving the emphasis on being simple. I mean, even for me, it's so funny because people are always like, wow, like you're like, what are you putting on your skin? And I'm like, I don't know. I just put on this oil I found from the souk at the market. I'm like, I don't know. You know, it's like
also black don't crack. There's that part. So
thank you, my ancestors. Thank you.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm like, but it's like, those are the tough questions, right? Because we're like, okay, well, if we start something, are we going to be able to follow through? Do I have enough money to afford a treatment? Do I need to come now every single week? Can I do that? Can I maintain that? And what you're offering is an intentionality around your age, your lifestyle, your budget, and really just being thoughtful around like, okay, this is what I want to shift. I want to glow more. I don't want so many lines or whatever it is, you know, and then coming up with a tailored solution. And I think that's the power of going to an expert, right? As opposed to picking something off the shelf at a drugstore.
I'm telling you, I mean, it happens all the time. And I think there's nothing wrong. I'm not knocking L'Oreal or any of these products, because I think if you need to start somewhere, sure, get a drugstore cream, but don't fall for the verbiage that it's giving you, or the over promises. Even the ads on TikTok now, I'm seeing like, oh, use this product for 30 days. And then when they come to me, they're like a broken relationship where you have to try to win them over. And it's not my job to win you over, honey. Like, it's not my fault you spent $500 at Walgreens. Like, so I have to sit back and say, okay, this is what I can do for you. This is with a plan. This is your budget. So let's work with that. And anyone who does skin and it is not, you know, here, even with the lasers I have, I'm not a product pusher. I'm not you need a package of this and that. Your skin, once you leave here, represents me. And that is so important to me. So to me, that's the biggest thing. So you want to listen, and what are your goals, and what are you trying to achieve, you know, as far as, and I feel like what happens too, side note, moms especially, they put themselves last, and they'll say, okay, I'll do it in a few months. I'll do it in a few months. I'll do it in a few months. And then they come, and this has happened more times than I can count. Their husband ends up cheating on them, or they get a divorce, or they leave their husband, and now they're ready for something, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, you were putting yourself last for so long. And now, like, and I always tell them, I'm so proud of you. You're putting yourself first. Like, you're feeding you. You're doing what makes you happy. And I actually had to learn that early on myself. So I think when I hear their stories, I'm like, lay down. Let's fix your skin. Just lay down.
Exactly. I've got you, girl. Don't you worry. You mentioned something earlier, and I wanna come back to this quickly. You talked a little bit about making sure that when you go into a place that is going to be working with your skin, that particularly if you're a person of color, to make sure that that spa, that treatment center does work with people of color. And I know there's a lot of people of color watching this right now, whether you're Latinx or you're Black or you're from the Arab world or you're from wherever you are. There's a lot of people of color who are watching this. Why is it so critical that people of color do their due diligence to make sure that that spa, that center actually knows how to work with our skin?
Well, when it comes to skincare and treatments, not all skin is created equal in that sense. You can't do the same laser on someone who's Caucasian as the same laser on someone who's Black, not all the time. So if you get someone, and even if they're Latina or Black and they do skin, doesn't necessarily mean they can do your skin type. So you want to make sure, because I've seen this more times than not, people jump on TikTok or Instagram and their face is burned, or they have, you know, some sort of reaction to a peel, but they didn't do their homework on a place or a spa or a med spa. So the way that you can kind of, when you go in for your consult, you want to say, can I see some of your work? There's nothing wrong with that, because to me, you know, this is why people of color fly in to see me, or people that are Indian and Asian, and because they see my work. And I have no problem pulling up my archives of like, okay, let's see, what do you want to see? You want someone of color? Do you want to see this laser, that laser? They'll be proud of their work. So you want to sit down and say, okay, can I see some of your actual work? Because you can tell when it's a photo that they purchased from the laser company, that the laser sold. Here's some pictures you can start using, or it's their actual photo. So that's one tip. Just make sure you ask how long they've been doing it. Have they worked on your skin type? It's so important because it's your face. And you want to be so careful, because if you do get scarred or something does happen, it takes probably 9 to 10 months, if not longer, to fix that. So, yeah.
Okay, critical information. So for all the BIPOC folks who are watching this right now, another layer of just being thoughtful and intentional about your skincare. Take the first step to go have a consultation to figure out what your skincare needs might be and how you can address them, but also make sure that you're being thoughtful around whether or not the people that you're speaking to actually know how to use these lasers and use these treatments on your specific skin. And I think that's really important. I'm really glad that you brought that up and that we talked about that, because it's the reality. And I think, look, I mean, especially reflecting on social media and how much more access we have to be able to see different skin types. Like even the makeup industry has evolved so much even in the last 5 years, right? Being able to accommodate so many different types of skin colors and skin tones. But the reality is we still need to check, and we still need to make sure that our skin tone is covered.
Yeah, for sure. And I think also, you know, with anyone of color, you also think you don't have to wear sunscreen. And, you know, growing up Latina, we didn't wear sunscreen. We wore baby oil so we could get darker. And like, you know, just, it is. Like, that's how we grew up. And because you're of color doesn't mean you can't wear sunscreen. Like, you still can get skin cancer. You still can get sun damage. Those dark marks that you get from picking your skin get darker in the sun. So again, wearing sunscreen is going to be the biggest anti-aging cream that you can ever purchase.
I'm literally going to crop out that little clip right there. I'm going to send that to my mom. My mom is literally going to be like, I've been telling you that for 30 years. I'm going to be like, okay, Mom, well, yeah, like an expert said it, so now I guess I believe it.
You're all okay. Honestly, on Amazon, there's a sunscreen called Black Girl Sunscreen. And, you know, for people of color, for a long time, they didn't like to wear sunscreen because it was always like that white, matted, grayish looking. So like you said, now it's evolved and now there's better choices.
Love. I'm obsessed. We're going to go check it out. The last thing I want to ask you, and we have about 10 minutes left here, so I do want to make sure that we give some time for the fans, for the followers, for the folks who are here. If you have questions for Angel, your time to shine is right now. If you look at the bottom of your screen, there is a little thought bubble with a question mark in it. click on that and type your question. It's easier doing it there than in the comments because sometimes the comments are going fast. There's so many people who are hopping on the live. I see one of my former show guests just hopped on, Nelly. Hey, Nelly. Hey, boo. Good to see you. So if you have any questions at all for Angel, go to that thought bubble with the question mark, type your question there, and I'm going to ask all your questions in like the next 2 minutes. So please, please, please go there, drop all your questions. I can't wait to see what questions you have for Angel. Yes, we're getting real, you know, off the cuff, real spontaneous.
Love.
I know, love, love, love. But the last thing that at least I will ask you, Angel, is talk to us a little bit about what the future looks like for you. We know that like literally in the coming days, you have your incredible, foundation event coming up. But for you in general, as an entrepreneur, as a visionary, as an events guru and skincare expert, what can we expect from you in 2024 and beyond?
Yeah, I think this year I really want to focus on business coaching and also, helping other med spas that are failing and other spas in general. I think that's going to be really big. And also my podcast. I really feel like my podcast, which It Hurts to Be Pretty podcast, every week. We've been doing it for almost 2 years now. And, I love it. I want it to take off. I love talking about skin and life, and we talk about things that most people don't want to talk about. And so with my podcast, I just really wanted to take off. I love it. I've been nurturing it like it's a baby, but it's time for it to grow up a little bit. So I think with my podcast, that's going to be happening. And also I'm tired of being single, so I'm going to start dating more, period. Okay. I haven't been making time for dates, and I feel like it's time. Like Mama needs a date. Mama needs a date now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like, Denver, look out. Okay. Mama's on the prowl. I love it. I love it. And you deserve it. Okay. Like you deserve it. And that deep, beautiful love is absolutely headed your way. I have no doubt about it. I'm just manifesting it for you right now.
Thank you.
Just manifesting all of it. And since you brought up the podcast, because I mentioned it at the beginning and then we haven't talked about it since, I want to hear, tell us one of your absolute favorite moments from your It Hurts to Be Pretty podcast.
Oh my gosh. I would say I had one of my mentors on, the one that I spoke about, like for the past 8 years. He's a football player, a retired football player. And he was one of my mentors, and he always didn't agree to like be on the podcast. He agreed, and it was amazing. It was probably one of my best ones so far because I love talking about business. And then the other one is we like to have boys on sometimes and like talk about sex and like the raw, like what girls like, what guys like, the dating, and those are fun and funny. And then the last one that we just did that I loved is our acne segment, because acne, millions of people suffer from acne from all skin types. And we really dove deep into the psychological effects that acne carries, and also a ray of hope and how to get better with your skincare and all that sort of stuff. So it's all over the place with my podcast. Like I said, we're very raw on there, and we love to just talk and talk and talk. So yeah. It's a good time.
I am so obsessed. I can't wait to listen. I haven't listened yet, but it's totally on my to-do list. I cannot wait to check it out. And well, because I see no one has dropped a question yet. We're still waiting for your questions, team. Drop your questions for Angel. If you don't ask questions, then I talk for a living, right? So I will just ask questions all day. I want to ask your questions, but I love that you mentioned that sometimes you just get like totally raw and are asking questions around like sex and dating and relationships and intimacy. I ran a sex blog for 2 years where I did. Technically it's still out there. You can still find it if you do a little digging, where I was sharing anonymous dating stories and relationship stories, and that theme of it being totally raw, totally unfiltered. There were stories. It's gonna be like so not PC. There was a story once where someone was like, a girl was like, I was going down on my partner, and then he deep throated me, and then I threw up, and then he looks down and he's like, looks like Thai food.
Oh my God. He's like, we should have skipped the I love it's. I mean, but I love talking about stuff like that because everyone's like, no, we want to talk about that, but they're embarrassed, you know, like to say, you know, does my partner like this? Does growing a bush okay now? Is it growing bald? Do men shit? There's so many different things, and like I just love talking about it, especially being single at 45 years old. I'm 45. Being single at 45, it's like I either have the 27-year-olds after me or their dads. So it's like a very weird time. But I'm here for it all.
That is so funny. I'm obsessed. And I also just love that to me, again, just another layer of just this love that you bring to the world and this energy, because being able to have open and honest conversations like that, honestly, is so incredible. More people need to have it. And so if we can be honest with our partners, if we can be honest with ourselves about how we feel, how we look, right? That to me, those are all the steps that lead towards healthier relationships, that lead to relationships free of violence. And Lord knows that we need more of that. So, Angel, you are doing the Lord's work. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
Oh my gosh, of course, of course. Okay, so I think we finally have a question that has popped up, which I'm so excited about, coming in the last 5 minutes, and I want to make sure I ask this. Okay, so this is from Kelk Bell. Hello, Kelk Bell. This question for you, Angel, says, what do you love to do to treat yourself when working so hard on your business?
Oh, I love the way I recharge is being alone. So for me, I say this story all the time. In 21, I took myself to Greece by myself for 2 weeks. It was my eat, pray, love trip where I just wanted to fall in love with myself and learn how to date myself and learn how to be alone and figure out what I like. And when you have kids and when you have employees, you're like, I know what they like and I know what they like, but I don't know what I like. So I think I had to learn myself again and fall in love with me before I even ventured off and even trying to be in a relationship. I mean, I didn't know I was still going to be single years and years later, but it happens. But I think the more I get used to being alone, I take myself on dates. I've posted about this on social media. I take myself on dates. I sit alone. I have a drink and I just recharge. And that's just kind of how I recharge my battery, because I'm around people all the time. That for me, being alone is like it's healthy for me. In fact, I long for it if I haven't had it in a while.
So important to know how you as an individual recharge, because that could look very different for different people. And for you,
For sure.
you know, I need that solo time. I need that quality time with me, myself, and I. And you channel and schedule in moments for that, which can be so challenging, right? When you've got a business and you've got 3 kids and you're, you know, breaking glass ceilings, right? Like there's a lot going on, but you
I'm all Superwoman has to hang up her cape at some point. You know what I mean? Like I can't be Superwoman all the time.
Exactly. Okay, but honestly, Angel, you are though. So let me just flowers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I have to say that this has just been such an incredible conversation. Congratulations on 8 years of Angel Aesthetics. Congratulations on your epic upcoming event with Single Mom Strong. And thank you for all that you do for women out there and for so many of us who are looking to you as a role model, as an inspiration. You literally shared so many things today. I'm going to like rewatch this over and over again. For all of you who tuned in today, NIKKI BANZ Live is every single Tuesday. This interview is going to go up on Instagram. I'll also put it up on YouTube so you too can watch this interview with the one and only Angel Martinez again and again and again. But Angel, seriously, it's been such a privilege, such a pleasure. Thank you for all that you do, and thank you for being
An
here.
honor. Thank you, Nikki, for having me. I hope to be on again. It was fun. It was girl time.
Absolutely. Maybe I need to hop on the podcast. Like maybe we do a little. Like
Ooh,
I'll come on your
do that.
mine. I'm gonna come on yours.
Yes, that'll be so much fun. Okay, yes, we're gonna plan on that.
Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. And a quick shout out to Grand Rising Talent Agency. I see y'all in the chat. Had to give y'all a little bit of love. Thank you for making this connection. So yes, so much love here. This has been NIKKI BANZ Live with the one and only Angel Martinez. If you are not following Angel on Instagram yet, make sure you do that ASAP. You can literally go to the top of your screen, click that little white arrow in the middle of your screen. You'll be able to follow Angel immediately. You'll be able to follow me, and you can keep these conversations going forever and ever and ever. So Angel, thank you again. You're the best. This is fantastic. Mwah.
Thank you. Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Woo! Bye, Angel. Bye, everybody.
Bye, babe. See ya.
Love you long time. Bye, team. We'll see you next Tuesday.